We are now in Chapter 6, Employee Rights, of Desjardins Introduction to Business Ethics, Aspect 5. Here we discuss objection to participation rights. Participation rights being where employees have a voice in what happens in the workplace, employees, not just the managers. So the first objection, like in the last objection to the due process rights, is the property rights objection. The response from Desjardins is the same as before. Private property rights do not entitle one to treat human beings immorally, under the assumption that it does not respect autonomy of human beings, to not let them have a voice in the decisions that affect their well-being. The second objection is that the employees do not have the knowledge or competence to participate in the making of decisions. Should employees really have a voice in the making of decisions for how the firm is to be operated? The managers are trained for that sort of a thing. But the employees should have an idea and an educated idea about how to run the firm. Desjardins' response is that, on the one hand, employees can be limited to participate in the decisions with regard to only those areas about which they know. On the other hand, employees can always hire a competent specialist to represent their interests in the boardroom or anywhere else in the decision-making process, thus retaining their voice through a representative that does have competency in the subject matter that is being decided upon. The third objection is that the decision-making process would be that much less efficient. Voting, discussions before voting time, persuading and listening to others all take time and can slow down decision-making and the work of the business. Desjardins' response is that there are various ways in which the democratic decision-making process can be sped up. One of these is not seeking unanimous consent, right? Unanimous consent seeking would indeed increase decision-making time significantly, as happens in courtrooms, where juries have to come to unanimous consent. But maybe majority consent is what is needed in these democratic decisions. At any rate, there's a plurality of democratic procedures which can be employed for participation rights so that they do not take up absurd amounts of time in the decision-making process.